Dan Friend and Laura Lee Smith, our head men's and women's volleyball coaches here at the University, and their daughter, Ray and Lee Friend. In 2018, the Ray Star Foundation was created as a means to help provide support for needy families. Dan Friend and Laura Lee Smith are the proud parents of Ray, who was born at just 24 weeks, which classifies her as a micro-breed. Micro-breed is a baby born weighing less than 1 pound 12 ounces or before 26 weeks gestation. They spent 115 days at the Loyola Hospital's NICU, where they had countless exams, hourly doctor check-ins, crib side nurses, and extended family and friend visits. Through the Ray Strong Foundation, Dan and Laura Lee are working to build an environment that fosters the incredible atmosphere that was given to them at the Loyola Hospital's NICU, where any family with a micro-breed can feel the hope and joy that comes with a miracle happening in front of you. The Ray Strong Foundation awards grants to individual families, hospital NICUs, and freebie supporting organizations on a yearly basis. The roots of the Ray Strong Foundation began with their volleyball teams in Lewis University. They've expanded to other venues across the country: indoor volleyball matches, beach volleyball tournaments, grass volleyball tournaments, and other fundraising engagements. The Ray Strong Foundation is looking to fundraise tonight for an organization called Lily's List, who has a similar mission. Be sure to purchase 50/50 raffle tickets. Stop by the table set up next to the concession stand in the upper lobby and pick up a t-shirt or scarf. And be sure to visit raystrong.org to donate. Once again, let's give a big round of applause to Dan Friend, Laura Lee Smith, and Ray Allen Friend, and the Ray Strong Foundation. Gentlemen, and welcome to the Neil Carey Arena on the campus of Lewis University for tonight's men's NCAA Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association matchup featuring the Wranglers from Loyola University and your Lewis University. Let's meet starting line, first for the Wranglers. A 6'5" outside hitting redshirt senior from Mechanicsville, Virginia, number 1, Cole Schwab. A 6'4" outside hitting redshirt senior from Pleasanton, California, number 13, Colton Brooks. A 6'9" outside hitting redshirt sophomore from Rockland, Wisconsin, number 14, Parker Van Buren. A 6'10" middle blocking sophomore from Franklin, Wisconsin, number 17, Pete Mark. A 6'8" middle blocking junior from Loyola, Illinois, number 18, Jimmy Minor. A 6'4" redshirt sophomore from Joliet, Illinois, number 19, Dan Manson. The Wranglers Beavers are a 5'11" freshman from Orange, California, number 3, JJ Sola, and a 6'1" junior from Carlsbad, California, number 12, Matt O'Leary. The Wranglers are coached by John Hall, assisted by Scott Woodkin and Elise Taylor Hobo. And now, right, go!
Good evening and welcome to tonight's matchup featuring the Lewis University Flyers and the Loyola University Ramblers of Chicago. I'm Allison Lankwitz, joined by Gracie Schultz of Lewis University Women's Volleyball. Gracie, tonight should be a really good matchup. This is a known rivalry between the two Chicago-ish schools, and the last time they met, Loyola came onto this home court and swept the Flyers, so they are definitely out for revenge. And among all other things, tonight is playing for Preemies Night, which is a great night. They are raising money for the Ray Strong Foundation, something that this program and the women's program hold so near and dear to their hearts. So it should be an overall great game, filled with lots of great volleyball. And starting for the Flyers, number 3, Tyler Morgan, number 5, Jason Gibbs, number 9, Max Rocky, number 14, Peter Vimachil, number 17, Michael Sack, number 23, Christian Prayer, number 24, Daniel Haber, and, of course, my favorite player, Carter Johnson. Rocky. And Max Rocky secures the Flyers' first point off of the hands of Cole Schlauer.
Back to service, Michael Sack.
And Michael Sack will serve for the Flyers. Sack, Colton Brooks. Mangan quick to D. Meyer, out of bounds, point Flyers. Michael Sack. Mangan out to Parker Van Buren, gets the Ramblers their first point. And Parker Van Buren, that's a name that you will be hearing quite a few times throughout the night. He is one of the stars on this Loyola team. Colton Brooks. And that serve is into the net.
Tyler Morgan serving.
Mangan. Brooks blocked. And D. Meyer will try again, but that is a net violation. Point Flyers. And Tyler Morgan will serve for the Flyers. Morgan. Brooks. Mangan out to Schlotauer, off hands, dug up by Jason Gibbs. Outside to Christian Prayer. And a good tooling the block. Smart play there by number 23, Christian Prayer. And with that, the Ramblers will take their first timeout of the match. The score is 5-1, Lewis leads. The energy right now, Gracie, is so high here in Neil Carey, and that could be due to any number of factors. You know, the Flyers looking to restart their winning streak on their home court, and as they lost to Lindenwood in 5 sets, unfortunately. I spoke with Dan Friend about that match, and it just got away from them there at the end of the game. But also it is playing for Premies Night, and this is a rival, and there's lots of fans here, dressed in purple and pink, of course, and could be any one of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors going into tonight. This is my first night to witness a Lewis rivalry game, so I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and it should be quite a bit of fun. Spoke with Dan Friend before the game, and he mentioned to me that Loyola is just such a fun team to play for, you know, multiple reasons, but especially because his daughter Ray was actually born there prematurely at Loyola's hospital and spent some time in their NICU. So this is why they do playing for Premies Night on this night, and this Loyola team is just extremely good. So of course it's going to be a great matchup. They are 4-0 in the conference right now, and they jumped up about 3 places in the rankings. They're now number 10. So, and that is a service ace. Tyler Morgan with the ace. And Christian Prayer pauses on the court for a quick photo op. I just love their celebrations. This team is so fun to watch. Brooks. Schlotauer. Off hands. Back row. Dan Haber. Good recovery there by the Ramblers. Parker Van Buren. And a good effort there made by Christian Prayer, but just couldn't keep that one up. Point will go to the Ramblers. D. Meyer to serve. Haber. Tyler Morgan out to Rocky. Mangan out to Schlotauer. Great serve. And Dan Haber just couldn't save that one. There are just so many lethal threats here on this Rambler team, whether it's Van Buren, Schlotauer, D. Meyer. And that one goes into the net. Point Flyers. Score is 7-3. Max Rocky will serve for the Flyers. Dug up by Brooks. Mangan to Van Buren. Dug up by Gibbs. And Peter Vermochel, his first point of the match. And Vermochel is one of the youngest players on the court tonight alongside Dan Haber, two of them just freshmen. Great to see them getting a start tonight. Mangan, Schlotauer, and that's just a crafty play by Schlotauer.
Loyola serve is Parker
Van Buren to serve for the Ramblers. Dug up by Gibbs. Tyler Morgan out to Daniel Haber, who's blocked. And a big block there for the Ramblers, gets them their 5th point of the match. Van Buren into the net again. We've seen quite a few service errors already here from the Ramblers, and hopefully they can prevent those. It will definitely be a factor in tonight's game. And Dan Friend also mentioned he wanted to see less of those from his team as well, of course. Mangan. And Colton Brooks from the back. A big kill there for the Ramblers. Schlotauer will serve for the Flyers. Excuse me, for the Ramblers. Rocky. Good recovery there by Morgan. Again, out to Van Buren. And a good, again, another tool of that block, and just a smart play there by number 14. And Michael Sack looks a little bit frustrated with that one, but I mean, coming from a middle blocker, right, Gracie, you are for the women's team. Just how hard is it to make sure that that ball stays in bounds?
Yeah, especially on the fly, it's hard to control your hands. And if you're there and you're just not there at the right time, or you're there, you know, with the wrong angle, automatically it's, you know, you're screwed over. But
and Christian Prayer returns to serve for the Flyers.
Great serve.
Good recovery there by Brooks. Free ball for the Flyers, sent over by Mangan. Tyler Morgan out to Daniel Haber. Mangan, Colton Brooks. Morgan outside to Christian Prayer. And there is a net violation. That point will go to Lewis. Prayer. Schlotauer. Mangan to Brooks. And Jason Gibbs just could not quite get there. And it is now 11-8. Lewis still leads. And number 18, Jimmy Meinhardt, will serve for the Ramblers. Haber. And that ball is out of bounds. Point Loyola. Morgan to Haber. And gun out to Brooks, and that ball is out of bounds. Freshman Dan Haber now serves for Lewis. Mangan out to Van Buren. And a big block there. Lewis cannot keep that one up. Mangan Tabor to Jason Gibbs. Max Rocky.
With that kill, point Flyers.
And Max Rocky picks up another kill. Score now 13-10. Lewis leads. Brooks, Mangan to Van Buren. And an error there made by the Flyers results in a point for Loyola. And Christian Prayer just couldn't seem to make good contact with that ball, but they'll shake that one off. And Brooks serves. Jason Gibbs. Out to Max Rocky.
Rocky with that kill.
And there was a touch there. Seems like the Ramblers are a little bit unsure of that, but point will go to Lewis. Morgan, a good float serve there, close to the net. Schlotauer, and that point will go to Lewis as well. And again, Loyola looks a little bit frustrated. Morgan, dug up by Brooks to Mangan, and a quick to D. Meyer. And that's another name that you'll be hearing a lot of tonight. D. Meyer is actually number 2 in the nation in blocks per set, and he is definitely one of the key players on this Ramblers team. The Mochel is blocked. Good recovery there by number 23, Christian Prayer. Van Buren, and that is long. And it seems like they are asking for a challenge here, and we have our first challenge of the night from Loyola. Their head coach, John Hawks, in his first season, pulls that card out for the first time. This Loyola team is actually kind of having a fresh start. They have a whole new coaching staff, all in their first season, including John Hawks and Scott Kevorkian and Ali'i Keohoho. So they are kind of going through some rebuilding, but it seems to be going pretty well for them. I mean,
it does, yes.
They're having a great season so far. They are 11-2 overall, 4-0 in the conference. Their only 2 losses are to CUI and Long Beach, and as we know, Long Beach is, I think, ranked number 2 right now, an extremely good team. So, and I spoke with Dan Front about rankings actually before this, and I asked him if he really pays any attention to them and whether it factors into his outlook on how the team is doing. And he said, of course he sees and you hear things, but, you know, he said he has such a young team that's not their focus right now. They're kind of in their own sort of rebuilding era, and they're getting these players to become a little bit more seasoned, and so he's not too worried about it at all. And I mean, rightfully so. They've had some really great wins and a few tough losses, but every loss, as he said, is just a learning moment, and he's just going to take it one game at a time. So
yeah, what really matters is how you play at the end of the season. You know,
Exactly.
The rankings really. I mean, yes, it's nice to have home court advantage at the end of, you know, your conference, but, you know, it all just depends on how good of a team you are and how much you do learn from their losses, you know.
yeah, and this team is just always so positive. Nothing's really going to get them down at the end of the day. So great to see some great volleyball played so far. And I mean, we already have our first challenge. I imagine we'll be seeing way more of those. This match will become quite intense as it is big rivalry. So
I think also the idea behind the challenge is not just to get the point, but also to have the refs see, you know, I am going to challenge you on your calls no matter.
Exactly.
You know. So I think it's good to, you know, even if they don't get the point, to, you know, be a little bit more careful on your calls there on the line.
Yeah, and looking at this right now, seems like the officials are still reviewing it, so must be close, whatever the call turns out to be. And looks like they have now made their decision. And that call will stand.
It is confirmed. Point Flyers.
Score is 16-12. Lewis leads. And so that is now one challenge gone from John Hawks and his team, but I'm sure this game will continue on no matter what. So here is Rocky to serve. Dug up by Van Buren, a bit of an overpass, and Dan Haber. That ball is out of bounds, but good effort there by number 24. Van Buren. He is actually number 7 in the nation in aces per set. That one does not make it over the net, however. I may have jinxed him. Apologies to the Rambler fans. But yeah, we have seen quite a few service errors and quite a few more from Loyola than Lewis, so hopefully they can keep that going with number 14, Peter Vermochel, behind the line. Schlotauer to Mangan. Out to Van Buren, and that is off the hands of Daniel Haber. And Schlotauer will serve for the Ramblers. Good recovery there, Dan Haber. And that ball is out of bounds again. Point Loyola, score now 17-15. Schlotauer. Rocky to Morgan, outside to Christian Prayer. Blocked at the net. But that point will go to Loyola. Gracie, what violation was that they just called?
They called for contact, so it must not have gone over the net.
Once again, great to have a volleyballer to help clear that up for me. But Dan Friend is going to call a timeout here, his first of the match. Score is 17-16. Lewis leads by 1. Gracie, what have you seen so far on both sides of the court that have caught your attention?
Yes, I'm seeing Loyola's block is really strong. You know, Lewis has been doing a good job of tooling and using, hands, but if they make that change and, turn their hands in or get up earlier, it's just a matter of time before they do get it down. But, yeah, definitely a great block for Loyola.
Yeah, and on the Lewis side, what have you seen?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of scramble plays, a lot of, recovery on the block.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to come in handy, especially as we get closer to the end of this game. That effort and that scramble is going to be what really distinguishes between Loyola and Lewis, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I like the word scramble, how you're describing it. It's true. That's honestly what it looks like. It seems like Flyers are just a little bit discombobulated at the moment and just kind of needed to catch their breath. Hopefully that timeout helps here. And an overpass, and Colton Brooks takes immediate advantage of that. And the score is now tied for the first time, 17 all. And Jason Gibbs is going to call his team in for a quick word. And they're going to sort some things out. Schlotauer. And that ball is long. Christian Prayer returns to the line. And that serve is long.
Point Ramblers. Cooper Evans enters the Loyola lineup to serve for Jimmy Minor.
Number 10, Cooper Evans, will serve for the Ramblers. His first time seeing the court tonight. Haber, Tyler Morgan, back row, Max Rocky. And Rocky picks up another kill. And that is now Max Rocky's third kill of the match. And Dan Haber returns to the line. Haber. Back up there by Brooks. Mangan back to Brooks. That ball is in. And it seems like Dan Haber there must have thought that that ball was going out of bounds. Kind of just snuck in there last moment. So bit of an unfortunate error, but Mangan returns to serve. And again, another service error. That's now Loyola's 7th service error. And then Lewis with just one, so.
Set to serve.
Michael Stack back to the line. Took up by Oakley. Schlotauer to Van Buren. That ball is in.
Van Buren with the 2 point Loyola.
Score is now even at 20. And as we said, such a close match so far, and this first set will not be easy for either team. Brooks, good up there by Haber. Tyler Morgan out to Christian Prayer.
Oh.
And that was just so much power by number 23, Christian Prayer. So hard to prevent. That ball shot way back up into the ceiling and went straight down. So pretty sure automatically that is a Lewis point. So.
Yep.
21-20. Lewis leads and Tyler Morgan will serve here. Brooks out to Schlotauer, off hands and out of bounds. And now Dean Meyer returns to the line. But number 8, Jack Yentz, will take his place. And that is into the net. Now the 8th service error of the night.
I just think when they miss all those serves, imagine, you know, getting every single one over and you only score half of them, you know, you're winning the game right there.
Those just unforced errors are so harsh and they just hurt so much, but you can't get them back. So fortunate for Lewis, but they're going to pick their second up there with Max Rocky. I think we might jinx them. I think we should stop talking about the serves.
Right.
But Van Buren returns to the line. Dug up there by Gibbs. Tyler Morgan quick to Democho, and a great save there by Oakley. Out to Schlotauer. Big block there by Lewis. And another big block, but that is out of bounds. And the effort at the net is great. It's just kind of, like you said, that final step of just watching your hands and making sure you can get that ball in bounds. And for the first time now, Loyola leads 23-22, so.
There's just so much power coming off of these swings that it's hard to control when you get up there.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I mean, they just have so many big hitters on this Loyola team that it's just a matter of, you know, having to keep an eye on all of them. And their setter, I believe it's Mangan. He's just so kind of tricky too, and you never really can tell where he's going. So definitely going to be a tough night for the Flyers, but they've been handling it so well so far. And I mean, they're definitely fired up. So hopefully they can keep that energy. But again, fans, it's such a great night. Tonight is Playing for Preemie's night, and on the screen here you can see there is a QR code that you can scan for more information about the Ray Strong Foundation. And tonight I believe all the money that they collect benefits Lily's List, which is another similar organization with similar goals, and they also help preemie families and all of their needs. So what a great cause that both of these organizations can team up tonight for. So, and these purple and white jerseys are just awesome.
They're so cool.
Dan Friend definitely has some style, and he's surely sporting it right now in that jacket. I've never seen such a colorful jacket, but A really good recovery there by the Flyers. And there's just a miscommunication. And, you know, that play wasn't the prettiest, but it's just the fact that they stuck with it. And
Right.
Dan Haber and Tyler Morgan just doing a good job getting that ball over the net. I mean, it wasn't pretty.
Right, it doesn't take much.
And it leads to just a big miscommunication from the Ramblers, and that's something you don't see from this number 10 team. Gamocho, Oakley. And going back to Van Buren. And
another miscommunication for the Flyers.
yeah, it's just so back and forth right now. And like that, it's set point. And Schlotauer returns to the line. What a great first set it's been, no matter how it goes. Rocky to Morgan, out to Prayer. And a big kill there by number 23, Christian Prayer, preventing this game finishing early. It's now 24-24, and Prayer will step to the line. And he is just such a clutch player. I mean, Christian Prayer just comes up big when you need him most. And he forces the Ramblers to call another timeout. So what a great play there by Lewis.
Great job.
And this first set might be just the most exciting volleyball we've seen here in Neil Carey all year. And I mean, we called it too, so.
Right.
That Lindenwood game was, you know, pretty unfortunate, and I talked to Coach Friend about it, and he just said it comes down to just consistency, and they made just a few silly errors in that final fifth set that led to their loss, but they learned a lot from it, and I think that was their first home court defeat of their season, so pretty unfortunate, but they're looking to restart here tonight, and they're doing a great job, and they're sticking with it, and this Loyola team is ranked number 10, so what a great challenge to have.
Right.
And we've seen a couple of changes in the lineup right now for Lewis. Number 3, Tyler Morgan, starts this set, but no doubt we'll see some of Kevin Calling, the All-American setter. And he will definitely make an appearance this match. And that just speaks volumes about this team's depth. And I mean, they have just so many talented players, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see even more guys on the court tonight, and it's always just so fun to watch, and their chemistry is just awesome. 24-24, Christian Prayer to serve for Lewis. A good serve there, a good up. Van Buren, and there's not much you can do there with, a swing like that. Minor. Morgan out to Prayer. Try again.
Oh, yes.
And again, Christian Prayer just coming up so big, and score is now even at 25.
Tight game.
And that was just a really hard play to watch there. It seemed like that ball kind of fell, but on Lewis's side, but they came up with that point. Haber. Mangan out to Schlotauer.
Great swing.
And just such a great swing there. So much power. Dan Haber, not much you can do, and he's clearly frustrated, but I mean, the effort is just there on both sides. It's just a pleasure to watch, no matter how this first set goes. I'm sure we'll be seeing even more effort in these next few sets. But it is set point for the Ramblers. And just like that, the Ramblers will take set number 1, 25-27. And we will be right back for set number 2. we are back. Set number 2, Loyola versus Lewis. Loyola, the Ramblers took that first set 27-25, and it was close, as we said it would be. And no doubt we will be seeing more of that same energy here in this next second set. Starting off to serve for the Flyers is number 17, Michael Sack. And that ball is out of bounds. And something that we saw a lot of in that first set was service errors. And I mean, Loyola had 8, and Lewis now has 3. So both teams will look to minimize moving forward.
Great pass.
Rocky with the kill.
Nice.
And Max Rocky now has 4 kills tonight. Tyler Morgan returns to the line for Lewis. Brooks. Man, getting back to Brooks. Jason Gibbs to Tyler Morgan. Quick to Vimochel, and that is off the hands of Oakley. And the hype from Vimochel just speaks volumes. Lewis really needed that kill, and Jason Gibbs did a good job starting that off. A good set there to Tyler Morgan. Van Buren.
Great swing over the block.
Back to serve is Colton Brooks.
Yeah, and in my pregame interview with Coach Dan Friend, I mentioned that this Loyola team was on such a good run that I asked how they were going to look to prevent them moving forward, and he mentioned the names Van Buren, who gets another kill there, as well as Meyer and Brooks. So those are just 3 such big key players, and he mentioned that they're going to look to prevent how much they can just hit throughout this match, but the block failed them just a little bit there.
He served point Ramblers.
Score is now 4-2. Loyola leads. And Colton Brooks is behind the line for the Ramblers. Up by Prayer to Tyler Morgan, back to Prayer. That ball is in. Another big kill for Christian Prayer. That is now his 6th in the match. Rocky up by Oakley, close to the net, but a good recovery there, and D. Meyer. And that ball just fell right in the middle of 3 Flyers. And Gracie, what do you think? Was that preventable, or did that play just catch them all off guard?
Yeah, that was a scramble play for sure. I know. But I don't know. There could have maybe been a little bit more effort on our side for that one. But
And scramble is just our favorite word so far tonight, and we've just seen so much just effort, but it's so spotty, and it's just this Loyola team is just so hard to defend. So hopefully the Flyers can just sort a few things out here. They are down by 3 in this second set. Morgan out to Prayer. A big kill there by number 23. That's now his 7th tonight.
To serve.
Freshman Peter Vimochel behind the line for Lewis. John Davis. Man, getting out to Van Buren. And that ball is in. And Van Buren now leads for the Ramblers with 9 kills. Behind him is Schlotauer. Excuse me, now 10 kills. And he is behind the line for the Ramblers. Jason Gibbs to Tyler Morgan. Michael Sack.
Great corner shot.
Really good placement there by number 17, the middle blocker, Michael Sack.
Christian Prayer to serve.
Prayer. Mangan to Van Buren. Big block there. Recovery by the Ramblers. And it's off the hands. And Schlotauer now has his 6th kill.
Coach Loyola to serve.
Score now 8-5. Loyola leads. Rocky, Morgan, Christian Prayer with another kill.
Smart shot right to the middle.
Christian Prayer with his 7th kill. Minor to serve for the Ramblers. Gibbs. Rocky. Michael Sack is blocked. Schlotauer to Van Buren from the back. And that ball sails out of bounds. Point Lewis. Michael Sack will serve for Lewis. Ball is out of bounds. And that was the 5th service error for Lewis. And we do have another challenge. Coach Friend just picked that up so slyly. I didn't even realize. Very sneaky there, but we have our 2nd challenge of the night here in Neil Carey. And from up here, that serve looked just a tad bit long, but we will see what the officials say. Score is 10-7. Loyola leads, but this has been a very close 2nd set, as we have predicted. Yeah, and so far just some key points I think would be to minimize those service errors and just kind of get set a little bit quicker before each play. It seems like, you know, our favorite word, scramble. Lewis is just scrambling a little bit on their serve receive, so just a little bit more communication on this side of the court, and I think they're going to be good to go. They're competing so well so far tonight. So
Further review, call on the courts is confirmed.
yeah, that call is confirmed. That serve was long. Point will go to Loyola.
Back to serve.
John Davis. Vamocho. Good recovery there by the Ramblers. Brooks, big block. And the triple block there gets Lewis their 8th point of the 2nd match. They are now down by 2, and Tyler Morgan returns to the line. A really good effort there made by the Flyers at the net. Morgan dug up by Brooks close to the net, but Mangan recovers nicely and sets up Dean Meyer. That point will go to the Ramblers. Brooks. John Davis. Tyler Morgan to Max Rocky. Van Buren. That ball is out.
Point Flyers.
Point Lewis and Van Buren. Parker Van Buren just can't believe it. And he
Rocky serving.
looks like he wants to, he's not going to look to his coach, but, you know, a little bit of
Questioning
communication
there.
and, yeah, questioning there on the court. Always fun to look at those players and their reactions, but great save there.
There we go.
John Davis, what great hustle we've seen from him so far.
Oh,
And
wow.
Vimochel on the solo block.
There we go.
It's a block party.
That was
And
a great grab, right? That
such
tip.
A great defensive effort there made by number 14. He's just a freshman, but wow. And what a lift that is for this Flyer team. A great serve there that takes off the tape. That ball is in, and Jason Gibbs a little bit frustrated with teammate Max Rocky, but I mean, Rocky just seemed to duck last second. He thought that ball was going out.
Right, yeah.
And that's just such a tough call to make. And
And he's very tall. I know a lot of times coaches advise that if you're super tall and you put your hands up, the ball's going out of bounds.
Yeah.
But it just seems to drop sometimes.
And Christian Prayer with another
There we
kill.
go. Right off the block. He's so powerful.
He is so powerful, and he's so smart with how he plays with those blocks. And I mean, we've just seen so much from him tonight, and he's came in clutch quite a few times. So that's going to be his 7th kill of the night. Vimochel serves Brooks. Big block there by Lewis. Van Buren saves it, sends a free ball over. Lewis wants the point. Michael Sack. Great rally
dig.
here.
Oh,
On off the hand. Seems like Dan Friend, furious on the side. And what was that play, Gracie? What is this called that they're advocating so strongly for right now?
Yeah, so I think what happened was the Loyola Ramblers must have shanked the pass, and then after a chase down, they sent it over on 2 instead of maybe controlling it and bringing it back over with a little bit less confusion on 3 right past the antenna. But I don't know if Dan called a challenge on that.
I think, I'm not sure if that play is challengeable,
Yeah.
but it seems like they are reviewing it, so I'm sure there is some sort of challenge being called.
Yeah, that was definitely questionable. At least from here, I didn't think that they would have let that go.
No, and
But-
you know what? The initial reaction was so quick, so
Yeah.
quickly made, and even from the Loyola side, that they kind of shrugged. They were like, ah, but you know, like, you know, when they got away with it, they kind of,
Right.
you know, you just got to act at that point. and
Yeah,
just
you
go
can't let
along
'em
with it,
know.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the reactions are usually kind of a dead giveaway, but officials are going to step to the monitor and take a quick look.
Huh.
But this, again, this second set, extremely close.
Yeah.
Very, you know, high effort and high energy, and so fun to watch. Definitely one of my favorite matches that I've seen so far here in Neil Carey, and just on a great night playing for Preemies Night. So tonight they're, you know, raising money for Lily's List, which is another similar organization to the Ray Strong Foundation. Also helps out families with preemies, and I've seen Ray running around here tonight, and she seems like she's having a blast with a friend. She was just running past Gracie and I on her scooter. So she is doing extremely well, and it's such a great thing to see. And I'm sure Dan Friend, I mean, obviously he's furious right now with Loyola, but, you know, he holds Loyola so near and dear to his heart. His, you know, beautiful daughter Ray spent so much time in their NICU. So he's thankful for that, of course, but at this point just got away from him, and Lewis is pretty frustrated. And the official is speaking with Dan Friend right now on why she kept that call. Yeah, but again, this rivalry just runs so deep, and it's so fun to watch, and that's just one of those moments.
A great recovery pass. There we go.
Michael Sack coming up big with the kill.
It's a great swing. He's doing so well tonight.
Prayer, good serve there. Mangan will save that ball. And that's off the hands of number 5, Jason Gibbs. And obviously frustrated with that play, but you know, we've spoke about it many times now, just so powerful, this Rambler team, and it's hard to prevent. So Flyers are down by 2, and Schlotauer will serve. Morgan. Michael Sack blocked, will try again. And that's a double contact there. Tyler Morgan knew it right away too. Hands to the face, but they'll shake that one off. And Tyler Morgan is just such a fun player to watch, even when he makes mistakes. Like, he's just so animated and so positive. He knows he made a mistake, but they'll shake that one off. And that is a big service ace there for the Ramblers. And like that, Lewis is going to call another timeout. And this might be their, I think, greatest deficit of the night. So they are down by 4 on their home court. And Dan Friend's going to slow things down here with a timeout. Bit of scrambling going on right now.
Yes, there is.
But I think that this timeout should help this Flyer team. And looking at their bench, they, you know, the energy is still high even though they're down. And surely here we will probably be seeing a bit of Kevin Calling. He's standing up over here by the bench, number 6. And it's good to see number 22, John Davis, on the court tonight. He's been a little bit absent, and I think he was dealing with some sort of just nagging pain, but as I'm sure most of these athletes have, but good to see him back. And of course, great to see on the bench also Carter Johnson, and look at him. He is just swagging out tonight. His hair is purple.
Is it?
He has dyed his hair purple.
Oh, yes.
And I just love that from him. And he's just such a great presence. And Team Impact is just another great organization that Lewis has now partnered with. And he joins the Flyer men's volleyball team through them. And he's so happy every time he comes around. It's just, he's always got a smile on his face. And it's great to have him here.
This university, welcome back, Flyer!
And after that timeout, Lewis will look to regain these next few points. Schlotauer behind the line for the Ramblers. Rocky to Morgan, out to John Davis. That ball is in.
With the kill point, Flyer!
And a big kill there by number 22, John Davis.
John Davis to serve.
Dead serve there. Van Buren.
Oh, great swing.
And Van Buren is just on fire right now. That's going to be his 11th kill. And he just always seems to find the right spot right on the court, right between Jason Gibbs and Max Rocky. And I mean, Jason Gibbs is a seasoned vet on this team. He's played the sport for so long, and his volleyball IQ is probably one of the highest that you'll ever see, but it's just so hard to prevent that right now. And Flyers will continue to play, but that ball is out of bounds. Score is now 18-13. Lewis is down by 5.
Good swing off the block.
Rocky with the kill point, Flyers! Ryan Collins enters the Lewis lineup to serve for Michael Sack.
And Ryan Collins steps onto the court for the first time tonight to serve for Lewis. Takes off the tape, dug up by Schlotauer. Mangan blocked, but that ball is out of bounds. Great to see Peter Vermochel so active at the net, and it's just that final step, you know, just making sure that ball, he can do everything in his power to keep it in bounds, but definitely seeing a lot of effort from him here tonight. Mangan. Gibbs. Rocky. That ball is out.
Point Ramblers.
That ball just sails out of bounds, and you almost wonder if just a little bit of a, you know, touch over and down is the way to go there.
Maybe
but
a roll shot right to even to the 10-foot line.
these boys just have so much power in each of their swings, and it's sometimes you look and you're like, maybe just a little bit less. A little goes a long way,
Yeah.
but you know.
It's hard, especially
Oh, definitely. And I
when
mean,
you're so used to swinging straight, you know. Full power, it's really hard to control and limit yourself, you know.
yeah, I definitely agree there, but Lewis will take another timeout. Score is 20-14. The Flyers are down by 6 now. So far tonight, Gracie, who have you seen on both sides of this court come up big? I mean, we've said quite a few names, but in your opinion, who's been the star?
Oh, I would definitely say for Loyola, I think Dean Myers has been a great powerhouse in the front row, but I also think number 14 for Lewis,
Peter Vermocho.
Yes.
He has come up big quite a few times. And I mean, he had that great solo block earlier,
Right.
and Christian Prayer, you know, with a few really big kills, and so hopefully we can keep that going here. Mangan. Morgan. Max Rocky. Good, smart play there. Lewis gets that point score now, 20-15. Morgan takes off the tape, dug up by Brooks. Mangan to Schlotauer, big block there, but such great recovery made.
Oh, wow, great scramble play for Loyola.
And that is off the hands and
shit.
down point. Lewis Rocky gets his 11th kill of the night, and it comes at just the right time. Score is now 20-16. And Jason Gibbs will step over to coach and ask a quick question. Brooks, Mangan, Van Buren, and that ball is out. And the Flyers are closing in on the Ramblers. And you just love to see that energy, especially from number 22, John Davis. He just brings such a great presence and leadership to the court. And I mean, I've missed watching him play these last few games, and he just has a voice that you hear. It's like funny because I'll be walking on campus and I'll just hear his voice, and it's just like, oh, John Davis, you know, right away. And he just has this voice of just leadership and kind of wisdom, and like they jokingly, you know, they call him like the team dad, but like he really does. He just brings, he looks the part. That's also the running joke. He just brings such great leadership, and it's great to see him on the court and hyping his teammates up. So.
Right.
Flyers are definitely closing in, and we've seen quite a few good plays and a lot of good communication. I mean, that last play, Jason Gibbs, you know, took the time to go speak with Dan Brennan and ask, you know, what's supposed to be going on right now. And just like that, they get the point. So great to see them solving a little bit of that scramble issue we've been talking about. But let's see if they can keep this heat on the Ramblers after this timeout.
University, welcome back, Flyers! Morgan serving.
Score is 20-17, and Tyler Morgan is behind the line for Lewis. Off the tape. Mangan out to Van Buren. And down. Van Buren now has 11 kills tonight. And no doubt there will be more. He's such a powerhouse in quite a few aspects, almost all over the court. And I mean, he's one of the leaders in the nation for aces, so. But that serve is long.
Rocky serving.
21-18 Max Rocky will serve for Lewis. Oakley, Mangan to Van Buren, and a smart
great pancake.
pancake there for Lewis. Wow. The play will continue. Another great dig. Rocky out to Prayer. And such a big play there by number 23, Christian Prayer. Such smart volleyball, just straight down, just a touch over the net, and great defensive effort overall. Like, I mean, wow.
Right,
You talk about the pancake, then the dig by Morgan. I mean, wow. Such exciting volleyball so far. And that service into the net. Really unfortunate there for Lewis. Score is now 22-19.
Cooper Evans enters the Loyola lineup to serve.
And Cooper Evans returns to the court to serve for the Ramblers. And I mean, the Flyers are down, you know, right now, but they are just relentless, and I'm sure they'll be making a comeback, and I would not count this game out no matter how this second set ends. Prayer.
Oh, shoot. Great block by Loyola.
Big block.
Nice.
And did you see who that was? It might have been Minard. Was it number 18? Regardless, just a big effort there for the Ramblers. Morgan. Rocky from the back. Van Buren. And that's going to be his 12th kill. His placement is just spot on time after time. And I mean,
yes.
Just like that, it's now set point. The second set, 24-19. And number 10, Cooper Evans, will serve for Loyola. And that was just a really tough miscommunication there, and something you really don't see often. Jason Gibbs and John Davis just couldn't prevent that ball, and I mean, they both went for it, and it just landed right there. So the Flyers will shake off that second set, and we'll be back for the third. We've seen some great volleyball here tonight in Neil Carey. And we've seen a lot of other great things, like, you know, Ray Friend running around. And let's talk about the Ray Strong Foundation right now. So on June 5th, 2016, Ray Allen Friend was born at 24 weeks, which classifies her as a micropreemie. Micropreemie is a baby born weighing less than 1 pound, 12 ounces. So because of that, Ray spent 115 days actually in Loyola Hospital's NICU, which is why tonight is deemed the Ray Strong Foundation's preemie night here. There's 2 of those every year for the men's and women's. So tonight is that night. So it was created in 2018 as a means to help provide support for individuals and families in similar situations as both Dan and Laura Lee. So they are looking to build an environment that fosters the incredible atmosphere that was given to them, where any family with a micropreemie can feel the hope and joy that comes with a miracle happening right in front of you. So what a great night it's been, and just great volleyball. And right now we'll see something that we don't see super often is the Flyers return to the locker room, and I think that they're just going to take this moment to kind of catch their breath. There's a lot going on, as we've said, and they just kind of want to calm things down here. So yeah, do not count this Flyer team out, though. Do not count them out. They've made big comebacks before. Anything is possible, and they've stuck with this game so well so far.
And that first game was so tight.
It really was, yeah. You know, and it speaks about their consistency, how this second set went. And Dan Friend mentioned that's something that they're going to look to work on. And this is definitely a learning moment, a big match on their home court. So they will definitely come out with more fire than probably we've seen from them so far tonight. So don't count them out, and they're going to be coming out here with their heads held high. So we've seen some great volleyball. It's now going to be set number 3, Lewis and Loyola. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And we are back here in Neil Carey. It's set number 3. Loyola and Lewis. Loyola took those first 2 sets. The first set 27-25. The second set, Lewis was behind by a bit more, and we saw, you know, a bit of scrambling and just a lot of effort, but clean slate here. And to start off, we have Mangan to serve for the Ramblers. We do have a couple of changes here on the Lewis side. You see Kevin Calling into the match for the first time, as well as number 1, Cole Brillhart. Mangan. Rocky. Kevin Calling back to Rocky. And a big play there, Parker Van Buren.
There we go. 2 blocks in a row for Loyola.
Good up there by Jason Gibbs. Off the hands. Mangan. Oakley to Brooks. That ball is long. Point Flyers. And Kevin Calling will serve for the first time here tonight. Tough serve, Mangan. Brooks. And a good tool of the block there by Colton Brooks.
Brooks with the kill point Wranglers. Colton Brooks to serve.
Brooks off the tape. Calling to Prayer. And again, Prayer is just blocked. Big block there for Loyola. And that's 3 in a row, I believe.
That's crazy. They knew that Christian Prayer was the one to stop. They've seen him, you know, these past 2 sets, so they got on him right at the beginning.
Serve is out. Point Lewis. Yeah, and you know what? That's a great point. I'm sure, as you know, I talked to Dan Friend about who to watch on this Rambler team. I mean, they're definitely here watching players like Christian Prayer and, I mean, Max Rocky, who are probably the top 2 hitters right now for Lewis. So definitely goes both ways, and there's just such an abundance of talent here in Neil Carey tonight. Brillhart. Meyer. Out to Van Buren, off the hands. Calling. And Max Rocky from the back. Point Lewis. Max Rocky now with 11 kills. Lewis is down by 2. Gamochil will serve. Oakley. Schlotauer. Kevin Calling.
There we go.
And it looks like on the Lewis side, Michael Sack has a bit of a tweaked ankle or leg. He's going to take a knee real quick, and Kevin Calling will step over and have a word with the up official. And he is up. Good to see him back on his feet. Mangan. Solo block there. Michael Sack. And just like that, score is now even at 5. You know, I was a little bit worried there for Michael Sack, but
Yep.
I think he's good.
He proved to us that he's perfectly fine.
He's good. Gamochil. And another Big point there for Lewis. Bit of a miscommunication there between the setter and number 18, Meinert. Mochel continues his service run. Mangan, Van Buren. And another for Parker Van Buren, number 14. That's now his 13th kill.
Parker Van Buren to serve.
Tough to stop that man, but Lewis is giving their best efforts, and we've seen quite a bit of, you know, great defensive effort from them. So hopefully they can keep that going. And excuse me, that was now Van Buren's 14th kill, not 13th. And that ball's into the net. Christian Prayer will serve for Lewis. Service errors are at 10 for the Ramblers and 7 for Lewis. And that is a service ace for number 23, Prayer. Every time I seem to talk about some service errors or aces, there just something happens, so.
Yeah.
Schlotthauer will serve for the Ramblers. Rolls off the tape. Kevin Calling to Michael Sack. Michael Sack.
Great swing. That's one of those instances where just a change in the direction of your hands will, you know, get you the block for Loyola side, but in that case it didn't go the way it should have.
That serve was long, but looked a little bit questionable from our angle, but no challenge there. Prayer from the back. Van Buren to Mangan. Back to Van Buren.
Van Buren with the kill.
Number 15 now for Parker Van Buren on the night. Schlotthauer. Reinhardt to Brooks. Had to move his body again.
Wow.
Wow. Kevin Calling. Sneaky from number 6, Kevin Calling, but big play for him, and that's just the type of, you know, attitude and swag that he'll bring onto the court every time he's here, and he's very unpredictable, and they're just two different setters, Tyler Morgan and Kevin Calling. They both have just really strong advantages, and then they have their weaknesses. So that play right there from Kevin Calling was just one of his strengths, and he gets the Flyers that point. But Loyola has the ball, is now in the hands of number 19, Mangan. Good save there. Max Rocky with a big swing, but that ball is out of bounds. And point will go to the Ramblers. Score is 11-10. Lewis down by 1. Out of bounds. Point Lewis.
To serve.
Calling. Van Buren. Free ball for Lewis. Kevin Calling quick to Michael, or excuse me, Peter Vermocho. Great play there by Vermocho. That serve is out, scores even at 12.
Back to service Brooks.
And you know, so far for the Flyers, I think the stars of the night have been the middles. And I mean, I'm sure you love that, Gracie. You are a middle yourself. But Vomochel and Sack just have come up big time after time. And they're playing so similarly, even though, you know, Michael Sack is, you know, quite a bit older than Vomochel. They are both doing a great job here on the court tonight in Neil Carey. Rocky. Dug up by Brooks. Mangan out to Schlotauer. Good save there by Jason Gibbs. Kevin Calling to Rocky from the back. Mangan out to Van Buren. Off the hands. And out of bounds. Point Ramblers. Van Buren now leads this Rambler team with 16 kills. A great play there. And that's a service ace. And it's just so fun to watch Peter Vomochel. I mean, even so far this season, we've seen him grow so much. And I mean, he's walking around right now, and honestly, I could say I think he wants this game more than anybody on the court tonight. I mean, did you see him snatch that ball up after that kill? He walked it right back to the line. He was ready to go for that serve. That ball is in. Point Ramblers.
Great swing.
For Schlotauer. Van Buren now behind the line for the Ramblers. He is one of the top servers in the nation, ranked number 7 in aces per set. But we haven't seen much of him behind the service line tonight.
No, we have not.
Oh, that is over. Brilhart cross court,
cut shot.
Oakley. And that will sail out of bounds. Point Flyers. Lewis now leads, I believe, for the first time by 2 here in this third set. They are not giving up. Close to the net, but a good recovery. However, there is a violation made. And point will go to the Ramblers, but Kevin Calling will step aside and have a word with the official, as well as Dan Friend. And Michael Sack still contesting that point, but it will go to the Ramblers. Ooh, and that serve is way long. And the boys will have a little bit of fun over there on the bench, pointing to that wall. Just so much power in every swing, and it's honestly terrifying watching it from up here, but we'll see what Brilhart can do here for the Flyers. And that one goes into the net. Meinhardt will serve now for the Ramblers.
Rambler substitutions. Cooper Evans replaces Jimmy Meinhardt.
Cooper Evans will now serve for the Ramblers. Oh, Kevin Calling. My goodness, that's the second time that we've seen him do that, and it's still unpredictable. I mean,
that's awesome. That was a great play.
He just is so sneaky with that. I mean, I never see it coming.
No, especially with Tyler Morgan. He really didn't do much at the net, but it really tricks the blockers when you have a setter in the front row, and he just, you know, never puts it back over the net on 2. But he's really taken advantage of, you know, the past 2 sets what the blockers have seen. So He's doing a great job.
Big block there. Calling. Bit of an awkward swing there for Rocky, but Brooks. And that is out of bounds. No touch. Point Flyers. And wow, folks, do we have a game here. Seeing some great plays, some smart plays from both sides. Leonard. Mangan. Big, big block there. Number 14, Peter Vermochel.
Awesome
He
block.
is
Wow.
so hype right now, and
Oh
it's
my
just
gosh.
amazing to watch. And he is just having himself a night. And you know what? I might say it right now. There's got to be some sort of honor for him coming if he keeps this play up. I mean,
Right.
just
That's incredible as a freshman too. I mean,
huge block, and that's like the 4th or 5th time we've seen that from
Right.
him tonight. And you know, talk about the defense. I mean, a defensive player of the week maybe, but I guess we'll see. But he better keep that up tonight, because now it's 20-16 and Lewis leads, and this is the biggest lead we've seen so far from them. So exciting to see. And again, just it's like the players that you don't see. It's like the unsung heroes so far tonight. I mean, Michael
Right.
Sack, we say his name, you know, every now and then, but boom, he's here tonight. Peter Vermochel, just a freshman, he's here tonight, just
Right.
making such a great presence. So fun to watch. And again, folks, if you scan that code, you will learn more about the Race Strong Foundation and what they're doing here tonight. And always, tonight they are raising money for Lily's List, who is another similar organization who has the same mission as they do, helping out families with premature babies. Scan that code if you want more information or if you'd like to donate. Again, they are giving out some pretty cool gear, some purple hats and scarves, as well as t-shirts. So if you're interested, you can see the table here in Neil Carey. Leonard. Mangan out to Brooks. Great save there by the Flyers. Wow. Mangan. Van Buren. Oh, and that ball seems a bit questionable, but we will see. And will Dan Friend challenge? That's the question here. Whether that ball was in or out. And there is no challenge, but what a great run. I mean, regardless of the point, I mean, whether it went Lewis's way or not, just that build-up
Right.
was everything. So hopefully they can keep that momentum going here. Christian Prayer,
Oh, yes.
really smart play there by number 23. We've seen that from him time and time again, but he keeps getting away with it. And, you know, if it works, I mean, keep going for it.
Right.
So 21-17 Flyers lead. Mangan. Big kill there by Colton Brooks, number 13.
Just bounce the ball.
I mean, the height that he just got was
It's insane.
incredible. Just soared straight up, and that ball just went straight down. Good dig there by Jason Gibbs. Rocky. Oakley. Van Buren. Good communication there by the Flyers. Christian Prayer. Oh,
Wow.
again, number 23, Christian Prayer. Coming up big. 22-18. Christian Prayer now has 11 kills tonight. And he sent that one into the stands.
Yeah.
Mangan out to Schlotauer. Kevin Calling.
Oh,
And
shoot.
a big block there by Dean Meyer, but he will get the yellow card. And there were just some words exchanged, and he waves over them. And you know, that's a good Good sportsmanship there. I mean, this is a heated match. This is a rivalry game.
Right.
Like, you're going to hear some of that. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that. And, you
Right.
know, it's all in good fun. And
Jack Jens enters the Ramblers lineup
after the
to
play,
serve.
he's going to, D. Meyer will head to the bench, but Coach Hawks will have a word with him. But I'm sure there's no disappointment. I mean, it's all in good fun at
Right.
the end of the day. And there was a friendly wave, a little bit of an apology, you know, Max Rocky and him. I'm sure they're close. You know, the men's volleyball community is such a tight-knit group, so all love here. Smart play there by
Great
Brillhart, but
job.
an incredible recovery there by the Ramblers. Calling out to Brillhart, and that is off the
Nice
head
tool.
and out of bounds.
Great play.
Great effort here made by Lewis.
Fire returns to the Ramblers lineup.
And this is the type of volleyball that you just love to see. You know, the aggressiveness and the scrappiness. And I mean, even the words being exchanged. Like, it makes it better. Like,
Right.
so fun to watch. Schlotauer out of bounds. It is now set points. We called it. But yet again, don't count this match over. Peter Vimocho will serve for the Flyers. He's been very clutch so far tonight. Let's see what he can do here. Mangan out to Van Buren. Good save there. Vimocho out to Prayer.
Wow.
And it is now 2-1. What a great third set. Oh my gosh, we can't even speak on it enough. Such exciting, incredible volleyball, the effort, the scrappiness. Peter Vimocho there, out of system.
Yeah,
And
that's
a
crazy.
perfect set to Christian Prayer. And Christian Prayer now with 11 kills. And I mean, could you ask for anything more? I don't think
Right.
so. We'll be right back for set number 4. You will not want to miss this. And we are back. It is now the 4th set. The Flyers not going down without a fight. They took that 3rd set 25-19. And man, the players were just so fun to watch. And we had quite a few come up big. I mean, Peter Vimochel was one name that we said over and over again. Christian Prayer. And I mean, Alec Leonard, one of the, unsung heroes, I mean, came in and had a great service run. And we haven't seen a lot of those from him so far this season. I mean, he has one of the best serves on the team, but that run really helped this Flyer team out.
Just the energy was great. Let's hope that we can keep that momentum into this 4th set, maybe.
Absolutely. Schlotauer. And again, out to Van Buren. And he beats the block there, and Cole Brohart just couldn't get to that one. Van Buren, one of the names that we repeated over and over again on this Rambler side. He now has 18 kills and has just been absolute dynamite in all areas of the floor. Serve is long. Point Lewis.
Kevin Calling to serve.
Van Buren out of bounds. Point Lewis. Oh, there actually was a touch, but we will see about it. Danfren will not challenge. I mean, by the look of it, you never know, really.
Right.
But Lewis seemed pretty adamant that that point was theirs, but they'll continue. Peter Vimochel. And the joust there just goes Loyola's way. Gibbs. Kevin Calling out to number 9, Max Rocky. Picks up another kill. 16 for him tonight.
Max Rocky to serve.
Rocky will serve for the Flyers. Takes off the tape dug up by Schlotauer outside to Van Buren, off hands, and again, Max Rocky couldn't make much of that.
Serve is
D. Meyer behind the line. Calling. Rocky from the back, off the hands of Mangan. Smart tip there. Prayer to Calling to Brilhart. Great effort. And that is now Point Lewis off the antenna.
Serving is Peter Vimochel.
Peter Vimochel behind the line for Lewis. Vimochel leads the Flyers in blocks with 4.
Wow.
And Michael Sack with the solo block. Michael Sack now has 3 blocks tonight. And again, I've said it once, the middles are coming up big.
Yes, yes.
Serve is long. Score now 5-4, Ramblers lead.
Back to serve is Parker Van Buren.
Van Buren into the net. And this must be some sort of an irregular night for number 14, Parker Van Buren, because he is one of the most, consistent, difficult,
Right.
harsh servers in the nation, but we've just seen quite a few errors from him. So,
Yeah.
I mean, not hitting wise, but just behind the line for sure. And a service ace there for Christian Prayer. That's his 2nd service ace tonight. He's just coming up so big. Having himself a night along with the middles. Good dig there by Brooks. Close to the net. Sent back over. Calling. And just a misconnection there between setter Kevin Calling and Michael Sack. And they're usually extremely consistent with that, and they have such a great connection. So something you don't see often, and something you probably won't see often moving forward in this match.
Right.
And Colton Brooks, big block on number 23, Christian Prayer. Into the net. 15 service errors, now 16 for the Ramblers. Cole Brillhart serves.
Wow, that was a great swing.
And Colton Brooks picks up another kill. We haven't been saying his name all that much, but in these last few plays, he's been just absolutely present. And
that was a great
never
eye.
count him out, yeah. Serve is long. Point goes to Lewis.
Set to serve.
Michael Sack. Van Buren, good recovery there. Sent back over, good recovery again. And Kevin Calling. And Peter Vermochel, another misconnection, but, and you know, the back-to-back misconnections between Kevin Calling and the middles, coming from you, a middle, I mean, what factors into that, and how do you prevent it?
Yeah, I think maybe timing, where you are on the court, it definitely changes, you know, the way you approach and just the speed at which you approach. And I think there's just been a consistency, I don't know, maybe with Tyler Morgan, that they've just changed the setters, and so they're a little thrown off. Yeah, but I'm sure it'll turn around. I have no doubt in that.
And as you said, it comes down to just the timing. And I think right now, Coach Dan Friend might take a somewhat strategic approach and maybe look to get Tyler Morgan back in. There's just a few, they are both so incredibly talented, but there's just something about, you know, both of them in the way that they operate that will bring a certain energy. And it seems like right now the shift and the momentum might be leaning towards Tyler Morgan, but we'll see here. Dan Friend will speak with both of them. And it's good to see Carson Steinhardt also involved in the conversation. He is a redshirt freshman. Setter. Serve for the Ramblers. Cole Brillhart to Kevin Calling. Max Rocky. Good recovery there made by Stein. Oh, and Jason Gibbs just couldn't quite get there. And Schlotauer, really great effort made by him to just move, shift backwards. I know that's hard to do, especially when you're a man his size, but very agile from the Ramblers. Brillhart to Calling, out to Rocky. And a miscommunication there, number 23, Christian Prayer, and number 1, Cole Brillhart. And the Ramblers here are pulling away quite a bit, 12-8. Bit of a shift in momentum.
Great serve and pass.
And that's long from Prayer. And Coach Friend will call a timeout. And it's crazy just how quickly the momentum can shift in the game of volleyball.
Right.
I mean, we just saw some absolute fire and passion on the Flyers side, but it seems to be fizzling out a little bit. And I mean, it happens, but Ramblers are tearing away 13-8. And both teams return to the court, score again. 13-8, Ramblers lead. And after this timeout, hoping the Flyers can rearrange and reestablish to get back what they had in that third set. Brillhart calling. The Mochel is blocked. Kevin calling. Back to Rocky. A really
Great
smart play
placement.
here.
Rocky with the kill point Flyers!
Rocky now with 15 kills tonight.
Back to service, Kevin calling.
Calling. Service error there for number 6, Kevin Calling.
Brooks to serve.
Team's 13th service error. Brooks. Gibbs. Calling. And a miss hit there by Max Rocky.
Point Ramblers. Tyler Morgan.
And as we predicted, Tyler Morgan back into the match. Big play there for Christian Prayer. Another kill for him. And it comes, again, just the right time. And that rotation there, I mean, so smart there by Coach Friend, because sometimes it's just one player that can make all the difference. And I mean, Kevin Calling did extremely well in that third set, so no discredit to him. Good recovery there. Prayer.
Oh.
And it ticks off the tape but out of bounds. Point Loyola, score is 16-10.
Cooper Evans enters the Loyola lineup to serve for D. Meyer.
Morgan, Rocky. And again, that's out of bounds, point Ramblers. Vermochel. And that serve is in. Have yourself a night, Peter Vermochel. I mean, bringing the energy tonight here for the Flyers. Score is 17-12. Van Buren off hands.
And here with the kill point, Ramblers. Parker Van Buren to serve.
Kill number 23 for Parker Van Buren. He's just unstoppable. There's no other word for it. I mean, just so much power, and the placement is spot on. Morgan, quick to sack, and that's in. Such a smart play there. And that's the type of connection that I think the Flyers really need right now, and it's great to see them get that point. Prayer. Ooh, and it ticks off the tip, but just out of bounds. Unfortunate there for number 23. Slotauer. That serve is out. Point Lewis, score now 19-14. Big block there. Nice. Tyler Morgan. That's what I'm talking about. Tyler Morgan, a quick pose for the photo op. I mean, regardless of the score and how the game is going, just the energy is everything. And Tyler Morgan, that's such a fun player to watch. Smart play there by Brillhart, watching that ball out of bounds. Score is now 19-16, and just like that, the momentum has shifted once again. I mean, just an unpredictable game, and so fun to watch. Really loving the team effort right now with the Flyers and just the communication. And I mean, there's been some really frustrating moments and some plays that you don't see often from them, and just some little bit, you know, just a few mistakes, but they've recovered so well, and they've kept in this match so well, and it's been so much fun watching them. And don't count them out. Again, it's 19-16. It's the fourth set. It could go either way. I mean, I wouldn't put money on it. I'm just looking at this match. It's so hard to tell. And play after play, the momentum so back and forth. So,
yeah, especially after that big block to force a timeout.
Lewis University, welcome back. Flyers! Brillhart serving.
Cole Brillhart will serve for Lewis. Float serve to Oakley. And Colton Brooks with another kill. Great swing. Big kill there for him. And he now has 9 kills tonight. And number 8, Jack Yentz returns to the court to serve for the Ramblers. Good recovery there. Tyler Morgan, joust. Rocky. Schlotauer. Big point there for Lewis, and we will now see number 10, Alec Leonard, return. He had a great service run earlier on in this game, and Hopefully he can bring some of that magic back here.
And Leonard enters for the Flyers. Leonard to serve.
And good. That point will go to the Flyers. Seems like Ramblers are a little bit upset with that
It's
one,
a great
but
swing, but just barely out of bounds.
right. Alec Leonard to serve again. And that serve is into the net.
Yes, sir.
And Michael Sack will return to the court.
Serving for the Ramblers.
Oh, shoot.
And really unfortunate there. And Christian Kerr doing his best to try to move out of the way, but just couldn't quite get there. Score now 22-18. Good up there by Brillhart. Calling to Rocky. Smart touch there. Nice. And we usually see so much power and such big presence from Max Rocky, but he's coming in clutch at just the right moments. And something different tonight. And also we have number 20, Nate DeGraff, just a freshman entering the match for the first time. Morgan. Service ace.
There we go.
Tyler Morgan. (22-20) again.
Ramblers go! Timeout, they're fine.
You know what? This game, you couldn't ask for a better game. It's so close, and it's just been so fun to watch. And I mean, a player like Tyler Morgan, a player like Peter Vermochel coming in, and they've been the presence tonight. And Tyler Morgan was, you know, posing for some pictures, and just the celebration and the energy, it's everything right now. He was snacking on some goldfish over here on the bench before he entered the match. And I mean, just like that, coach can call on you, and you got to be ready. We watched him pass his goldfish down the bench. Here, take these, and licking his fingers, walking onto the court. I mean, you got to stay fueled, but yeah, you got to stay ready at any moment. And he's coming to this match, and he's made all the difference. So such a fun player to watch, and they're only down by 2, and they've forced the Ramblers to use another timeout. So things are looking up here for the Flyers, and they will return to the court here shortly. Bit quiet here on the Ramblers side for Dean Meyer. We've, you know, in previous matches seen so much from him, but he stayed a little bit silent. Well, besides that moment of having a yellow card, speaking too much, but you know, it happens. It's all in good fun, and possibly be seeing a bit more of him in these next few points. He is a big block and tough to deal with. So Tyler Morgan, Brooks, Mangan, Van Buren. Another kill for Parker Van Buren, number 24 now for him. And Parker Van Buren alone is close to just winning a match himself. So he is not a one-man team, though you might be able to call him that. He's got several teammates that are, you know, performing just as well as him. But, I mean, 24 kills.
That's crazy.
That's tough to deal with if you're a Flyer, yeah. Brooks. Oh, and that serve is long, but we're going to see a challenge here. Yeah, that serve looked very close, and John Hawks was quick to grab that card, so I guess we'll see. Could go either way. From here, it looked in, but I'm no volleyball expert, so don't take my word for it. The officials will have another review. As we called it also, challenges have been, I think this might be our 4th, so seen quite a few of them so far. So
Yeah.
Energy is still high. And Carter Johnson is over here on the bench, hyping the players up. Always great to see that. And it's good to see a smile on Coach Friend's face. I mean, this is such an intense match. But the positive energy is still here and remains strong. And Neil Carey, and that call also remains here with the Flyers. 23-21. This is an absolute nail biter. I mean, there's just so much that could happen in these next few points. Van Buren, good up by Jason Gibbs, Christian Prayer, and then Max Rocky. Van Buren will try again. Good recovery there again. Brillhart. Big block there.
There we go.
Christian Prayer and Peter Vermochel teaming up, and that was just an
Awesome.
pleasure to watch.
Block.
There's just, wow. And our favorite word again, scramble. Both sides of the court. I mean, players ducking, jumping over each other, like trying to get out of the way last second. I mean, what an incredible play there by the Flyers to get that point. And it's 23-22 now. Ooh, and a tough serve. 24-22. It is game point for the Ramblers. D. Meyer behind the line. Morgan, Prayer. Oh, and a big block there for the Ramblers. They will take this match tonight. However, there is a challenge being handed. Why not? I mean, what do you have
got
to
it. You might as well
lose?
use it.
What do you have to lose? I mean, let's be honest. It could go either way, but like,
What are the
at
chances
the
that they were accidentally in
why
the
not
net?
though?
You know?
But I mean, the fans are leaving. I wouldn't leave just yet. This game has been so unpredictable. You never know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the challenge is, whether it was in or out of bounds, possibly. But we have Loyola will take this match. The call stands. The Flyers fall in 4 sets, but it has been a pleasure. We've seen some great volleyball, and it's playing for Preemie's night, so what a special night it has been. Till next time, thank you for joining us here in Neil Carey.
Against Queen. First serve is at 7 o'clock. That's next flag Monday. 2 weeks of play at 7 o'clock. Wednesday, March 8th against Queen. Thank you all for coming out this evening and your support tonight.